All right, everybody. Welcome back to another Castle live stream with Brick Monarch and yours truly, the Brick Stop. Today, I'm super excited about this conversation here. Let's see here. Who's on? Here we go. George is on. Hi, George. How you doing? Got a couple people popping on. Welcome, everybody. We're going to wait for Brick Monarch to join in. He'll be on here in just a second, and we'll get this rolling. We're just a little early today, but I'm really excited to start this up and do this, so cannot wait. Now, all right, he should be on here in just a second. Andrew, my man.
What's up?
Welcome back.
How are you today?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Worked a little late, so of course I scrolled home as fast as I could to get onto here. So here we are. All right. Hello, people. We got people joining up. Hello. I'm just waving to everybody real quick. Thank you so much for joining in. So today we're talking about, of course,
The Black Falcons.
the Black Falcons. And there's actually a lot of wild stuff going on with the Black Falcons.
Yes, there is.
Like you probably know some of it. I wrote some down because it got so crazy. But we'll dig into some of that. We're letting a few more people join on. How's your week been?
Good, busy.
Yeah. I've been seeing your posts, man. You're dropping posts up on Instagram. You're a busy guy.
I know, and on top of that, I've got, as you know, like 7-8 secret projects that I'm working on.
I know. Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, collecting parts and organizing and keeping the tally on what I've got and what I don't have, plus regular work, plus the shop, plus posts.
No, I feel you, man. No, that's exciting stuff, though.
Out of hand.
Yeah. So, Black Falcons. We got the timeline for them is 1984 to 1992, and then of course we got some other things that pop in later on as they get re-released with some of the Lego Legends and stuff like that. And then I did want to mention, just starting out, that they were concurrent, I guess would be the word, with the Crusaders, Forestmen, Black Knights, and Wolfpack. They hung around for all of those guys. So,
yes.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm from Brazil. I follow the channel, but I don't understand. So I'm going out. Strong hug. I appreciate you popping in, my man. Strong hugs back. I know you can't probably understand us, but thank you so much for jumping in to say hi. Appreciate you. Yeah. So what do you want to jump in first? I mean,
man, I don't even know.
Black Falcon's probably one of the most loved factions.
Yeah, I would say it's probably the most loved faction, period. Across the board. Like, I think that it's got the most followers.
Yeah.
As from what I understand and what I've seen, just like on Instagram and Facebook, people love the Black Falcons.
I agree. I see crazy amounts of love and support for the Black Falcons over almost any other one. I mean, obviously you got a ton of love for all of them, but Black Falcons, yeah, they take the cake for most people. I mean,
yeah, and then you got the reintroduction of the with the blacksmith. I mean, why would they have picked the Black Falcons to do a re-release? And then the possible talks of the Black Falcons, castle thing coming out in the summer.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I agree. So, yeah, I mean, they showed up you just mentioned the blacksmith shop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they showed up there. They did the remake of the Lego Legends in 2000. Was it 2002? I think it was around 2002. They re-released the Black Falcons Castle.
Yeah, the Black Falcons Castle. That was a legend. It was considered one of the legend sets.
Yeah. Along with Black Sea's Barracuda.
Yeah.
It's one of the most iconic, legendary, most loved pirate sets of all time. So it makes a lot of sense that Black Falcons are up there. Let's see, we got Blueprint Bricks up, guys. New Brunswick, Canada. From Canada, tuning in. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm loving the chats. First time tuning in live. Keep it up. Awesome. That is so cool. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm just trying
we got a lot to talk about on the Black Falcon, so
Yeah,
I
so
got
stick
I got
around.
I got a lot of crazy questions. I got some points,
Awesome.
and I have a few of them built. Um,
And you have some
the,
built. Yeah, I didn't get
yeah,
in.
the Knight's Castle, one of the first castles. I was actually missing this part right here, the 2x8 red arch,
Are those hard
which
to
is
find?
not a very. I mean, I searched probably 10 or 15 Bricklink stores that I was already purchasing from, and
Okay.
nobody had them. I had to specifically buy these from somebody.
Interesting. Were they crazy expensive or not? They just
No,
were. Yeah. Okay. Good,
just
because I
rare.
have a bunch of builds that I want them to use them
Yeah,
all.
they were just kind of rare, you know. I mean, I've got it here. I was just missing the red arch. But as you can see, I did put together your favorite catapult, and
Dude, the catapult. It's
you
just
know
called
the
catapult.
pictures of that. Like when you look at the set, it's pretty terrible, if you ask me.
Dude, I love that
All right,
catapult.
but after I will say after putting it together, I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. I mean, you could have put like 10 of these together, and it would have
Yeah.
been real nice looking.
Well, and I think it's got some interesting parts, and I think it's built differently than a lot of stuff we saw at the time. It's bigger. Yeah. Yeah, it's got that cool backhoe for the scoop there for the
Yeah, this
but
piece
I don't
right
even,
here is kind of rare.
yeah, I have a couple yellow ones. I'm not even sure if I have the black. I might have a black one because that might be one of the very few sets of the Black Falcons that I own, which we can get to in a second about which ones we own and what are our favorite ones. But let's see. There's another person popping in from Montreal, Canada. So it sounds like we got some Canada fans up there, which is super great.
Yeah. Hey,
And
Poland.
Poland, I was just gonna say, that's so cool, man. So yeah. Let's see. I had it. Black Falcon's Fortress re-release was 2002, 2012. Kingdom's Joust Night.
Yeah, I've been calling that Black Falcon's Gen 2, even though there wasn't really a gen. It was just a different design, but we all knew what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so of
Yeah.
course,
I mean, it was clearly.
I went crazy buying those shields.
I'm sure you did.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. And I was kind of disappointed that more of those did not come out. To be honest with you.
Like more of the knights, just in other sets, or more of the
Yeah. I mean, I got a bunch
Oh,
of
wow.
shields.
Yeah, you're that guy. You stole them all. Well, you bought them all.
Yeah. I got a big old bag of those guys too. Those were kind of hard to come by as well.
I'm sure they are now. I remember when they were out, I think I actually, you know what, before we even started doing this, I think I messaged you. And I was like, hey man, where'd you find those? Like way before we even got together.
Yeah, you may have been one of the people that messaged me.
And you're like, hey, they just gave it to me at the Lego shop.
Yeah, I went in there and I talked to the owner of the store and I was like, oh, I just want to buy all these.
Yeah, and he was able to hook you up there. That's awesome. Yeah, the Key and Lion Knight, or the Key and Crusader Knight, or whatever shield there. And then you were talking about the second gen. You could call him second gen. There's only one of him, but he is the second rendition of the Black Falcon. And then we have the third one that came out.
Yeah, technically. So that's where it got the second gen name for me. That's the way I label everything on my shop. You know,
yeah,
the second gen Falcons.
No, that works. That works for me.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Let's see. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that's awesome. And that knight is such a cool knight with the black barding and everything.
Yeah.
Updated armor. He looks great. I found a funky little thing about, apparently there was a CD-ROM that came out in 2003 that had the story of the Black Falcons on it. And you could put it in your computer and watch it. And I had no idea. I could not find the video online, and I don't know if you can buy the CD-ROM anywhere anymore, but that was a funny little fact I found about the Black Falcon guys. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I never heard of that.
I would absolutely love to see that, because it would bring in shed some light on some speculations maybe, or bring in some more info. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been digging pretty deep on a few themes.
Yeah.
You know, watching any video that has been created or any content that I can find on the internet. And I love digging stuff up like that. And see, that's one of those things where I start digging and then 3.5 hours later, I've done absolutely nothing productive. And my fiance is like, hey, it's bedtime.
But you got the lore.
Yeah, I know. Like I've got it in my head, and then I'm dreaming about it at night.
Exactly.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I woke up and I told Crystal the other morning. I said I had a dream that I was in an old Kmart and I saw a Kings Mountain Fortress new in box for $8.99.
Dude, I've had dreams like that before.
That was like I had that dream like 2 days ago.
That's so good. I love it.
Yeah, and I was frantically looking for more in the store to like. I was like, there's got to be more.
Yeah. No,
And
I've had
everything's
dreams
marked
just
down because they're closing.
Yep. Yep. I've had exactly the same type where you're like, wait, I found this. And then you might find like one other one, or you're just like looking for more. You're like, what else do they have? And then you wake up, you're like, oh man.
It's okay. I already have that set anyway, but
I mean, same, but still.
new in box, that cheap.
Did you say you had it new in box or?
No, that was what was in my dream. It was new in the box.
Like yeah, for $8. Yeah. That would be insane. That'd be hilarious. Let's see. Mtron Voyager. Hi, folks. Just wanted to say hi. Can't stay because the baby is making a tantrum. Yeah, I mean it happens, buddy.
It does happen.
Hang in there, and I'm so happy you guys popped in. And Nine Brick City, she has a live as well. Go check her live out. That's a lot of fun. She builds and talks with another Lego enthusiast on her channel. That's awesome. When you let's see, that's when you know you've been searching online for too long for the dreams. Yeah, for real. Nine Brick City. How old were you in the dream?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was my age. I think I was.
Yeah, I mean, when I dream about the Lego stuff that I find in stores and stuff, I'm just me. I'm just like, wow.
Right.
So yeah, it's good times. Good times. Classically, go ahead.
I cannot remember who it was, and I don't want to pop off the video to look in my chats, but
sure.
There was a guy in Canada who had messaged me, and I apologize if you're watching and I don't remember your handle, but he said that originally he had showed me some prints of the releases of the Black Falcons in Canada that were actually called the Eagles.
Yes. It may have been the same guy because he sent me a screenshot of an old catalog.
Yes. Yeah, he did. And I'm sorry I did not look at the name before I jumped in here, but we all, if you are watching, you know who we're talking about. So that was kind of an interesting. I was like, well, that is kind of interesting because obviously I would have never known that.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of so I wrote a couple things down about some of the lore that I dug up online. Of course, it's online, so you got to take it with a little grain of salt. But
yeah,
that's true. That was very interesting about the Eagle Knights. It wasn't even called. There was no Black Falcons mentioned at all. It was called like Eagle Knights Castle or something like that. It was a kind of a funky name.
Yeah, I guess it was on the first release or something like that.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that the Black Falcon, or what I found online for the most part, is that Lego never officially labeled the faction as Black Falcons. It was a name given in one of the sets, which was Black Falcon's Castle. And then, just stick with me here. The lore is that in a release, let's see, where did I have it? I wrote it down somewhere, but it was the year of a booklet. In 1990 or 1989, they made a reference to a faction called the Guardians of the Grey Castles. And this was during a time where Crusader had already launched and had their established castle, and the only castle in that booklet was a Black Falcon's castle. And so, long story short, coming around, people have speculated that the faction was originally intended to be called Guardians, and that Black Falcon was a high-ranking officer or knight or leader of that group of castles. So that's a kind of a weird lore train that I fell down, a lore hole that I fell down online.
Yeah, that is weird.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting though. It's interesting though because, I mean, you know, we're building these things separately with Lego bricks, but when we introduce these things to the world, we're putting every effort in to name it, have everything just proper. But yet, in the early years of Lego, they would just put stuff out into the market without actually having any clue of what they were doing. And I think that's where we got a lot of those, why was this named this?
Right, the Crusader's Cart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Forest Myth set.
You know, the Viking Voyager. with the line.
Right. There's no Vikings on it. Right. They have Crusader Knights rowing.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So like, I think a lot of that stems from that same thing. Like they were just like, well, we made a toy. It looks cool. Let's put it out. We don't know what it's called.
Right.
But we're gonna put it out anyway.
Sure. And then it resembles something, and they just slap the name on it. Like, well, there's the guys with oars, so we're calling it the Viking thing. And part of it also might have been them just using the parts and minifigs they had to expand the world without having to print new Vikings or new things. And they're like, look, this is like a little cute Viking ship we can put into this world. It has Crusaders on it because those are the guys they used. But yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, and that you can see that also evident in the Black Knight's Treasure, which is a Falcon set. But he's called Black Knight. And he's a Black Knight, but he's not from Black Knight's faction.
I know. It's very confusing.
And then
confusing. Here's one of my favorites.
Yeah, bring it up.
This is the Battle Dragon.
Right.
These are Black Knights. Okay, this is listed under the Black Knights theme.
But he has
the guy's carrying a Falcon shield.
And when I on the site I looked it up because I was trying to get lists of like all the set releases and stuff. It landed in the Falcons theme, but it's not.
It's not.
And I think I agree with you even more on that point, mainly because
it's got a dragon on the front.
Well, it does, but also the torso. I found out that while I was digging through all this stuff, the Black Falcons never used another torso other than the one with the Falcons on it.
Yeah, and then you got the Sea Serpent with the two Falcon guys.
But the Sea Serpent is clearly a dragon or a Black Knight set.
Obviously,
I like to think because I've done some of my own lore.
Yeah. So you go ahead, and then I'll tell you if we're meeting in the middle.
Well, no, I like to think that maybe the Falcons and the Black Knights had a truce at some point, and they went on a voyage to look for new things, and they woke up the Dragon Masters. That's what I like to think.
You know what? That's pretty close to what I think, so I'm going to go with that.
We're just going to go with it. Yeah, because they don't look too much like they're fighting each other, and what would foot soldiers be doing fighting a battleship? So they're shown on the ship with the Black Knights a lot. So I think they allied up at some point. They may have.
They did 100%.
Yeah, I think so.
The Black Falcons and the Black Knights are buddies.
I think, dude. Well, yeah. No, I agree. There's more that I've done in my head, and I've written some stuff down. I'm not gonna get into that because I go even crazier with that. But let's keep working on this. I wanted to say in Korea, someone King Ta 94 says in Korea they were called. Looks like they were called Eagle Knights as well. Always interested in hearing about how stuff was released in different countries. Classic style castle. Yep. And then also they may have just named it after the things to use the names. Yeah, well, I mean, you see, if what you're saying is it's a knight's castle. Because the first Falcon castle didn't even have Falcon in the name.
Yeah, it was called the Knight's Castle.
Right. Which makes sense because it's here's the king's castle. So maybe if you wanted a peaceful land, the Crusaders had their king's castle, and that's where the king lived. And maybe if they were joined up or they were at peace, the knights lived in the knight's castle. And they were all chilling out together. Who knows? I mean, obviously they were at war at some point, but yeah, it's really interesting to see all the different names and stuff. But yeah, sometimes the names just describe what's in the set without and I think we live in a time where lore and nerddom clings to names and how they relate to everything. And back then they were just releasing products and maybe didn't have quite that.
Yeah, because what you're talking about, the nerddom, I mean, it existed back then.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But Lego, the company, was not attacking that. I mean, they could have done so much in creating this whole backstory to the product, which would have I would think, would have helped sell the product at the time. Yeah. A little bit more than...
I think so. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see. We got something. I think this is kind of what this guy might be saying. Small Mox says, if Lego invested more into the lore without limiting playability, I think that would increase interest in the product. You just said that.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
That's a good point. The Wolf Fortress or Ghost set is very disappointing. Oh, the little Wolf Pack Ghost? The little one? Yeah, because, I mean,
Okay, let's be real. Is somebody talking shit about the Wolfpack Tower?
I don't think so. I think they were talking about the little ghost in the Wolfpack, like the tiny Wolfpack set.
It was the. Oh, you're talking about the little tree stump.
Yeah, with the ghost in it.
Like a tree stump. I
Yeah.
can't remember what that set was called.
I don't Wolfpack Ghost or something.
Yeah, it was like a third wheel little leftover thought. We'll throw a Wolfpack guy in here and make it a Wolfpack set.
Yeah, Nine Brick City was talking crap about that. She also says though that this was a time when they weren't really listening to the AFOLs or the adult fans, which is absolutely true. I have stories about Lego reps speaking at events, literally saying, we don't cater to adults. We don't cater to adults. We cater to kids. We cater to kids. And now they're coming around and being like, actually, adults have a lot of money.
Yeah. Whoa, isn't that strange?
Classic style.
You want to sell a $700 Lego set to a fucking kid? It ain't happening.
Right. It's not going to happen.
No.
It seems like Lego had much more region-specific marketing back in the day. Lots of different old set names between Europe and North America. We have to catch up with the chat later. Time zones. Yeah, I mean, I think it still pretty holds true. They don't change set names as much in regions anymore, but they do specifically market towards different countries still, I think. But it was, yeah, they literally changed names of sets for different countries back then, and they also only released certain things in certain countries. Like America got a ton of stuff that a lot of other places didn't.
I know.
Yeah, which is awesome for us, but I feel bad for some people when Dark Forest.
Hey man, Americans are consumers.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like we buy everything.
Yeah, that is true. You are correct. All right, let's see. So I kept changing the number of sets they actually released for the Black Falcon theme because I kept finding one that maybe fit, or like some were listed but they only had an element of the Black Falcons in them. But it looks like there was about 7 and then 2 that had like pieces of them. I didn't realize that the Harry Potter Drumstrang ship, the original release, had 2 Black Falcon shields stuck on it, which is kind of cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it points to a time when Lego was really using what they had to create even licensed products, which is long gone from now. They don't do that anymore. Not as far as I can remember. So that was a fun little thing. And then, yeah, they show up in a bunch of other sets. Let's see. 6 or 7 other sets. Blacksmith shop, right? Consider the blacksmith shop a Black Falcon set.
I thought it was a Lions or a Crusaders set. The armor shop?
No, blacksmith, the new one.
Oh, the new one. Yeah, obviously that's a Black Falcon.
You think so?
Yeah.
And that's total. I think I might disagree and go with saying that they're coming to the blacksmith shop and it's not under Falcon control. But I guess if they have shields in the shop, then maybe they would have to be on the Falcon side to be allowed to operate in that region. I
think so. I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram and here and there showing other knights showing up to this blacksmith shop, getting their weapons made. Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, if the Black Falcons saw that, they would, it'd be over. It would be
That's highly possible. I would say at the very least, I'm going to call the owners of the blacksmith shop Black Falcon sympathizers. How about that?
It's in the Black Falcon's kingdom.
Yeah, I would probably say at least on the border somewhere on the Black Falcon's kingdom for sure.
I am personally working on a kingdoms map of every castle faction that has ever come out.
Besides, every castle faction? You want to put all those Knights Kingdom Jelly Bean boys in there?
No, they're on an island in some other place, man.
You just throw them off like there be something that way with an arrow.
Yeah. I don't know if that designer still works for Lego, but I hope not.
I don't think so. That was a rough time for Lego, which we could get into all of that at some other point. But it wasn't just Castle that suffered during that time.
No, it was all of it. It was everything.
She's back to Nine Brick City. She said she's just saying there's not. I'm all for the wolf packs. That's my jam. Oh, okay, yeah. What's going on, my forestman? Oh, hey, we're forestmen now. Someone was saying, what's the AFOL community? 10 to 30%. I don't think that's correct. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But I know that I was talking to someone on direct message in Germany who said the kids don't buy Lego in Germany at all anymore. It's only adults. I'm sure that's not quite true, but he said the kids are doing their other stuff now.
Yeah. So. That's the problem. We've already touched base on that conversation where Lego wasn't putting a story in with Lego for two kids, right? So it wasn't keeping the kids into it, right?
Sure.
Like my daughter's 11. She could care less about Legos.
Right. Yeah, and my son, I mean, he's 6, but he likes it because I like it.
Well, I mean, there's a fine line of like where the kid likes it because you like it, right? But the kid likes it, and I'm like, hey, don't touch that.
Right.
Dads. You do that so many times, and then all of a sudden you're in the Lego movie. Where
sure.
You've got like the whole city and the whole basement is Dad's. Don't touch Dad's Legos.
Right.
Because it's a highly sophisticated interlocking brick system.
Which, I mean, it is.
It is. And I don't think it was meant for kids.
Well, it was, I mean, I don't know if I go that far, but Lego was not meant for kids. You heard it here first. No, right. I would say it was clearly designed by, obviously, adults, but I think it was designed with a very obvious love for what they were doing. It wasn't just, I feel like it wasn't just someone designing a doll or a box of blocks. There was something more there, and I could see why somebody, the designers of the original products, did love it, and that there are people from even that time era who still have sealed boxes from when those things were being released. That's not as much the case for a lot of other things, I don't think. And I think you're right. There's definitely an appeal towards an adult intellect, even in some of the very first stuff and the stuff they claim was marketed towards kids. There's a reason why there's an adult fan, and there was before Lego even acknowledged that. So I get what you're saying there. I wouldn't say it's whatever you said before. But.
Okay, well, you tell that. I want to meet the kid. Okay, I want to meet the kid who's walking around with $800.
Yeah.
To be able to buy a Millennium Falcon.
No. You're right. No, and now I think those are 100% adult toys. That's what they're for adults. They're made for adults. They're thousand piece.
This is my point. Right? Okay. Sure. So obviously we're catering more to the adults because they're like, hey, we can build bigger sets. Well, if you're thinking from a business standpoint, production wise, if you can put more parts in a box and sell it,
right,
to an adult, money. Less boxes. It's one concept, more money. Makes more sense.
Yeah.
But there ain't no kids out there with that kind of cash in their wallet.
Not
if there is, I don't have the right friends.
Right. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I hear you. And that's definitely been, I mean, they've definitely upped the expensive sets in the last like 5 to 10 years. And really obviously made it like, the adults are going to be buying these, whether the kids are asking for them or not. They're definitely going to be spending the money, not the kids. There ain't no kids running around with that kind of money. And if there are, like you said, then we have the wrong friends.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's see. Why do you think here? Let's jump back to Black Falcons.
Yeah, of course.
Small Mox, why do you think the Black Falcons are the most beloved faction by the Castle community? It's a good question.
I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that. I don't think. Just simply because, I don't know. I mean, what is everybody drawn to blue?
Sure. Yeah. Is it the color scheme?
Is it the color scheme? Is it the simplicity of, is it the simplicity of the castles and the sets that were released with that?
Sure.
But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, even comparing it to like the Crusaders, Lion Knights, there was a lot of similar structure there. You know.
Yeah. I think once they're with their last castle, the Black Knight's castle, they really introduced some very interesting techniques and parts. And that might have just really pushed it over the edge for people because you got the pointed roofs and things.
Yeah, the pointed roof on the Black Falcon's fortress and the Tudor wall, the Tudor yellow piece.
Yeah.
That was the first set that was released in yellow.
Yeah.
The first one in red obviously was in the Guarded Inn, but the first one in yellow was on the Black Falcon's fortress, and then those came back around in the Dungeon Master's castle. There was 2 of them.
Yeah, I think that might. Is that it? That might
I think
be
so.
it.
I think so. Yeah.
That's it. They might have dropped in on some random like education set boxes and things like that, but there was nothing official.
Maybe, but I don't remember anything like that. I mean,
I agree.
And I mean, people have those wall pieces priced at like $11-12 a piece.
Yeah, that's
in condition.
That's crazy.
I paid 18. I paid 18 for 2 of them from somebody back like a year or 2 ago.
Now you're working on a product, I believe, right?
I am. I am working on a product to create the Tudor wall using a black wall. You know, the 5x6 wall piece with the window in it.
Right.
The 4444, I believe, is the part number.
Yeah, I think that is the number. So one of these. So you want to take one of these.
Yeah, you want to take a black one, and you'll be able to put a Tudor wall panel on top of that in so many different colors. It's going to be ridiculous.
And you'll just have the color on the decal.
Yeah.
So you can base wall, which is fairly inexpensive.
Yeah, and the best one to use is the black because it's got the black outline. So, yeah, I mean, I am working on that. I mean, I've got, I don't know, 12 or so colors ready to go. I just haven't had the time to finish it up.
I understand. Yeah, I just wanted to like give you a little shout out there. Like you've got some products coming in.
Yeah, I am trying to resolve that issue because I do like. I mean, it's one thing to build with pieces, but it's another thing to build a simpler design like what you do, right, on the regular basis, using some classic parts with some updated coloring to them.
Yeah, to expand those factions of areas
just a little
and things.
bit,
just a little bit.
It'll give builds a new flavor.
Definitely.
You know?
I like it, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure why. Again, going back, the Falcon castles and things, the Falcons are loved so much. But when I was looking at stuff online, people were describing it as one of the most elegant castles and different things like that. There's a lot of love in the language they use to describe Black Falcons, even online. And yeah, I mean, I love them too. I think they're great, but they've never been one of my like top.
No.
I don't even have very many of the sets. Let's jump into that because I don't know if you have all of them or not.
I do now.
You do now.
I do now.
Because you got the red arches. Awesome.
I got the red arches.
Yeah. I mean, I have parts of some of the old castles, but I do not have... The only ones I have are the Castle Guard. I think I might have 2 of those. And I have, I believe, the Catapult. Which is like, I love the Catapult. And that's it, man. I didn't get any of the castles. I went for the Islanders Magic Island. What's it called? Mystic Island or something like that?
It's called the Enchanted Island.
Enchanted Island. See, I own it and I don't even remember what it's called. I went for that when the Lego Legends.
Ridiculous.
When the Lego Legends came out, dude, I went for that over the Black Falcon Castle. So I didn't get the Black Falcon Castle because I didn't have the cash to drop on everything when it popped out. So I had to make a choice.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Here's a better choice of what you need to make. Is instead of saying I didn't have enough cash, you say, what do I need to do to get the cash to get this?
Sure. I mean, I was.
That's the right question to ask.
I was a kid. How old was it? I don't know. I don't want to do the math. I wasn't that old though. I was fairly young still.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you go mow your neighbor's yard 6 times.
No, we did. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's where I got the cash to do the Enchanted Island. But I appreciate that though. That is a fair point. Love the Forceman sets. That's what got me hooked. Yeah, see, when we did Forceman, that was like the second loved one. Or
Yeah, I
really,
believe it is. I believe
like
it is.
Forceman and Black Falcons get all the votes every time.
Yeah.
I don't
I've
know,
got
man.
all the Falcons and all the Black Falcons and all the Forceman sets, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have the battering ram. This is the battering ram wall.
There it is. Yep. And you updated in your light bluish gray.
Yeah, these are all light bluish gray, brand new parts with my decals on them, of course.
Yep.
Can't
That
tell
looks
the
so
difference
good.
from the original, but in the proper lighting, you can definitely tell that this looks better.
Yeah. We're gonna take your word for it. No, I think that it does look cleaner. I agree with that, and I think your decals as opposed to Lego's decals, because I have a lot of the Kingdoms. I have a lot of the like 2000, I don't know, 16, the Blue Lion stuff. I don't remember when that came out, but I have all of their stuff. And they did do those light blue gray walls or light bluish gray walls, and they didn't print any of them. They just did stickers, and the stickers look trash. They look terrible. But yeah,
I have a few of the blue flags.
Yeah, I mean, the flags are cool, the barding's cool, the knights are cool, but the walls on the castles, the ones they put stickers and tried to do designs on, not that cool. The designs are not great. The stickers aren't either. I would have loved to see them do what you did there with just reissuing the old. Even as stickers, I think they would have looked better, at least if they had done the way you did it. So
yeah,
I really appreciate
mine. I do like mine. I'm sticking them on everything.
Yeah, they're nice, dude. What are your?
I've got those ones I was showing you, the black.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Show them. Show the peeps.
The black on the dark bluish gray looks absolutely fantastic.
The black stones. That's so cool, man. I like that. That's going to be a good look for. I'm sure we're going to use those in some castles coming up here.
Oh, I am. That's my secret shelf over there. I can't tell you about that right now.
Oh, is that the secret shelf?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, let's see. We got a couple questions coming in. What are your opinions on the later Castle 2? The ones with the purple, green, etc. knights. We were just talking about those. Those are
the jelly bean knights.
We call them the jelly bean knights. They got exiled. There were very few of those sets that I really want anything to do with, and I don't even want to hate on them that much. They're not interesting to me.
You know what's actually sad is I actually have this bear guy right here on my table right now.
There he is. I mean, that's not too sad. I have the Castle of Morcia, the one that's from the main thing. He's sitting over there on a shelf.
But like he's on my table, right? He's like the Lone Ranger. The castle minifigs are over here.
Right. He's just like segregated.
He's over here collecting dust.
Yeah. So I think a lot of Castle fans feel similar. I mean, there are some people who grew up with those as the Castle Lego. And they have an affinity towards them, and they really feel like some nostalgia for those. Although it's a younger crowd for sure. But for the most part, I mean, there's a couple concepts that I liked, but they weren't executed that well.
No,
because they even have a little.
Some of the sets were pretty cool.
Yeah,
I give them a 60 out of 100.
Sure, because they're still Castle.
They're still Castle.
Still Castle.
Right?
Yeah.
But
and
when you compare those to like the Dragon Masters or the Black Knights,
right,
where those sets were like 100%, like on every one.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. It's just there's too much good stuff to pay attention to that as much. I guess. I still think the Wolfpack's underrated, should have had more sets. I agree. Well, and I made them 2 sets, and one of them is a massive Wolfpack Manor set, and you can buy the PDF and build it. It's on my shop, so go check it out. It's huge. It's like 1,600 pieces. It's a giant Wolfpack castle. So yeah, I plan to build it myself at some point. But I've gotten pictures of people who have built it, and they love it. So if you want to expand your Wolfpack castles, that's a way you can do it. But yeah, I agree. That's why I built that. I was like, dude, Wolfpack needs more love. So,
they should have got more sets. They should have got more sets.
Yeah. Sure. Richard Richard AM underscore says Ladakh and the Scorpion Knights were the only good bit of it. Yeah, I kind of agree, mostly because they were just like soldiers and you could build armies. We couldn't do that with the Knights because they didn't have any soldiers. It was just the 4 Knights. And then later they added a couple. So I agree. The bad guys were kind of the coolest part of the Jelly Bean Knight era.
They probably were, but I mean, those are scrap. Those are like, those guys are still scrap minifigs.
The Scorpion guys. Yeah, I mean, they had the weird like helmets they came with the funky like open visors, and they just really changed so much. It was a little foreign to be.
I mean, their shields that they had are not with my shields.
Sure.
The minifigs are not in my castle minifigs.
Well, and didn't they introduce like the worst swords ever made? Those
they
funky
did.
With the weird.
Yeah, I think I've got 1 or 2 of them. Is this
one.
One of them? Is this one of them here?
That's one. I was gonna try and pull mine out. Yeah. Yeah, those are awful.
They are awful.
I hate those swords.
This is in the scrap minifig bin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, build new minifigs out of these parts.
Yeah. What? Wait. What? Sorry. What?
I build new minifigs out of those parts.
Yeah, some custom ones.
Yeah.
Would you consider the Vikings sets castle? I mean, what do you think? Do you remember? What do you think about those guys?
I mean, I didn't like the mechanically built like wolf.
Yeah, the big dragons.
You know, and I'm not real fond of like the built serpent.
Sure, even though the headpiece was kind of cool.
And the Vikings kind of looked like tool bags.
Sure. Yeah. But
I mean, to be honest, like if you take the Viking sets, right, and you put them next to like say even the small faction of the Crown Knights, the dwarves.
Yeah.
You know, like the dwarves looked absolutely badass.
Yeah.
For the period of time, and then the Vikings, they looked like a bunch of fruitcakes.
Sure.
And it's sad because there was Vikings in Denmark.
Right. I was
in real life
about that. I would have assumed
like, Denmark is like historically like the Danes fought with the Vikings and back and forth, right? Yeah. I don't understand why it. I mean, it looks like we went to a picnic with some jabroni, right? And we made these Viking characters. I mean, the sets were okay. The big base was kind of cool, but
yeah,
reusing those wooden panels that they used in the Western sets, it was kind of like, I don't even own any of them, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. And I have no desire to own them at all.
Interesting. Yeah, I could see that. I could see some of those points being pretty valid. I don't care much for the dragons. I think that if they ever redid a Vikings theme, if they wanted to build them, they would have to build them kind of like they do with the Ninjago dragons, because they actually design them well.
No, they need to look like these guys.
Or a molded dragon like that. That would be even better. Yeah. I think the variation in some of the prints and things of the torsos looked pretty cool, but unfortunately, like even the helmet horns were kind of weak. They used the dragon claws. And then even having the artwork for the Viking sets, the crimped horns, like that came up like this, but they didn't show up in any of the sets. And like the battle axe clip pieces would break a lot, kind of like a Mega Bloks axe or something like that. So they did have some negatives. I actually ended up buying all of them anyway, and I actually love the ship a lot. But yeah, for a Viking theme from a country that actually had Vikings in it, who designed these, it was weak. It was a little weak. I'll give you that. I still personally consider it to be part of the castle stuff.
And see too. I don't know if you knew this, but my bloodline is actually Viking.
Yeah, I think you told me that. So this is personal.
Yeah, it is. It is personal. It is personal. I mean, I've got these guys hanging around in my.
Right. You have actual.
I got several of
these.
If
that's awesome. And if the Lego ones had looked like that, maybe they would have been a little cooler.
Whole new level.
Yeah. So let's see. I love the 6011 Black Knight's Treasure with the rare gray treasure chest. Was this alive in the U.S.? I believe it was.
It was.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting point because I have all the pieces for that except for the gray chest. And the only gray chest I could find online was in Germany.
Interesting. That's weird.
Yeah.
I guess the Americans that own that are holding on to it.
Probably. There was like 2 for sale.
Yeah.
Now, this is the last time I looked. That may not be right now if you go to Bricklink right now and look for that. But
Sure.
when I was looking for it probably 2 months ago, I could only find it in Germany.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that that was such a rare piece. But obviously, was that the only set that it came on?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. That is one of the kind of annoying things about old Lego castle stuff. They would do like these things and they'd only do it once, and then they change the color and never go back.
Yeah.
It's like the black parrot. Remember the black parrot?
They would create these rare pieces by making one for one and then changing the color and never going back to it. They created a rare piece.
Yeah. And a couple times, I mean, that's probably because they went off and started mass producing something in a different color that worked better or whatever. But you're left with trying to find one of these gray chests.
You want to know something else interesting too that I'm not sure if you knew about or ever cared to think deeply about, right? So we had all these knights that were coming out. The Knights Castle, Black Falcons, right? The Black Falcons Fortress.
Yeah.
Black Monarchs Castle.
Yeah.
Okay, for the Dragon Masters or the Dragon Knights, Black Knights.
Black Knight. Yeah.
So the Black Monarchs Castle didn't have a Black Monarch. Number one.
I mean, not a specific guy that was like, this is the Black Monarch.
Yeah. But it was Black Monarch's Castle. He was on vacation. Okay. Also, the Knights Castle, the guys that lived at the Knights Castle, the guys that lived at the Black Falcons Fortress, and the guys that lived at Black Monarch's Castle were broke. They didn't have any gold, no treasure, no cups, no nothing. They had horses and weapons.
I've never equated those two. So what happened? Did they get abandoned by their lords?
I don't know, but there's no leader. There's no gold. There's no treasure. Right? And even these guys on this little stupid boat right here have 2 gold pieces in that little barrel.
That's just to pay the ferryman to get out of the country.
Apparently. But yeah, if you look back, there's several sets that did not come with treasure at all.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, in my mind, when I'm building into these themes, I always load little treasure chests up with the little gold pips, or the yellow pips to make them all have gold and things. And I just, in the back of your head, because they were portrayed that way as having large hoards of gold and things like that in the advertisements, you just kind of assume the sets all came with stuff like that.
Yeah. And yes, the Wolfpack was more effective than they seemed.
Oh, I think so.
They took it from everybody. The funny thing about that is the camouflaged outpost, one of the original Forestman sets, had treasure. The Black Monarch's Castle had none. There was no king. There was no treasure. There was no nothing. They were broke.
And there was no Black Monarch. Now, there was a set that was called Black Monarch's Ghost. Was he dead then, or was he the guy in the set?
I think he was dead. I think he was the ghost.
I've never, ever even thought of that before. I always assumed the little knight next to the ghost was the Black Monarch, and this was his ghost he held in a closet, like you would have him scare people.
No, it was called Black Monarch's Ghost.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking, this is
Black Monarch did not exist.
This is blowing my mind right now. Because that was his ghost. He was dead. The Black Monarch was never around. That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was scrolling up in the comments. I'm not sure I can hit them all, though. I always wondered that. Danish Space Program. Well, now, I mean, going with our lore, we're actually not even really ours. That's what it says in the set. It was his ghost. So he must have been dead.
And he wasn't in the castle, right?
Dang it. So because King's Mountain Fortress, there's no king. There's just knights, and there's a queen, right?
Not in the Black Monarch's castle.
No, King's Mountain Fortress.
King's Mountain Fortress. Yeah, there was that ugly chick with that crappy uniform on.
Yeah, but there was no king.
No, there was no king.
No. Okay, so we're just left to assume that some of the figures that came with these sets you could turn into or have.
Maybe the Black Monarch was technically Arthur Pendragon.
Well, then, wouldn't Arthur be somewhere around here?
No, because he was Black Monarch's ghost.
Oh, right. Right.
He was dead.
Well, and then Magisto was possibly Merlin then, huh? I mean, these things are all based on stuff like that, though, too, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
course.
you're left to use your imagination to fill in, like, oh, this could be King Arthur, this could be Robin Hood, and that's, well, actually, no, they specifically said that guy was Robin Hood, but yeah. No, that's some great tangents on the Black Knights. Of course, now we're going to give away some of the Black Knights conversation. But so the queen is the Black Monarch. No, but the queen would be the king at the King's Mountain Fortress. I like that. I could see the queen being the Black Monarch and then nobody saying that, but the Black Monarch's ghost is the Black Monarch's ghost. The Black Monarch's dead. He was dead when the theme started, apparently.
He was.
Because he doesn't come in Black Monarch. Because he doesn't come in Black Monarch's castle. And the only set that references him again is his ghost.
That's right.
That's hilarious. The first night, let's see. When was the first king/queen in a set? What? Oh, they did one for the old school, didn't they? They had like the king and queen in the tournament set.
There was a princess.
Okay.
I'm not sure on the very first one whether they did or not, but then you had the Knights Challenge, and it just had the princess.
Oh, okay.
Or queen, I guess you could call it a queen.
Knights Challenge, got it. Is that old one with the built bardings and everything?
No. That's the one that had the lion and the dragon bardings, and it was very colorful. Had red, yellow, and blue.
She doesn't look like a queen, though. She looks like a princess.
She looks like a princess.
So I guess the answer to that, the first
a pretty shady one too. I mean,
yeah, a little
kind of shifty. Not one of those you want to like fight a dragon for.
Right. You got to be careful with that one. The first set, then, if I can recall, would be King Leo's castle. With the queen and a king in it?
Oh, the queen and the king. But the king was Royal Knight's castle.
Right. But there's no queen that ever shows up in the Royal Knights at all.
That's because he was smart.
Well, let's see. When was it? Yeah. When was the first king/queen in a set? So I guess, I mean, the first queen would have been probably one of those old sets we were just talking about, and the first king. Yeah,
there's been a mix. There's been a mix of back and forth, queen, princess, king, only, both together, and then you had that what was that? Kingdom's Joust, where there was a king and a queen in it, and I believe that was released in 2012.
Yeah, 2012. Yeah.
Dude, I actually have it right here.
Dude, what?
I don't have it built, but I have the king and the queen in the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
This is them.
So there you go. From Kingdoms.
Yeah, the Kingdoms Joust.
Yeah. Well, the Kingdoms line was great. I love that whole line of sets.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's again talk online that the Kingdoms set line is set in the time of the original Black Falcons as well, because they show up. And I would almost say that's the problem with that, I think, is that the Lion Knights and those Kingdoms Lion Knights, they're wearing the same faction. They're just almost updated. So they wouldn't necessarily fit in the same worlds, though their castles look similar. So I would say it's just later on down the line.
I would say that as well.
Yeah, I would say
that as well. And the other lion that came out, the blue, okay, I would think that would be the predecessor of, like, first the Royal Knights, secondly King Leo's Knights, right? And then those Knights, because that was a run of lions with blue, and then you got the run of lions with red, where red was the primary.
Yeah.
And then those red lions were fighting the Falcon Gen 2 in the Kingdom's
Right.
Joust. So I would say that they would all probably be part of the same ordeal.
I would
Which
agree.
which then would mean that king and queen are the Lion King and Queen.
Or at least later, yeah. You're right. They would have been like, so they must have had a Lion King and Queen somewhere.
He won the king here. He won the Knights Challenge back in like
There you go.
'89.
There you go. Yeah, and that works really well because they could just be like heirs or not heirs, children of the king and queen or whatever. Later on down the line, that works really well. And yeah, the Black Falcons at this point could have maybe been stomped, and there was only a few left as like knights of the realm as opposed to like whole factions. And he came to the joust to be like, we're still in it, boys. We got a lot of comments down here.
I know I can't keep up with them.
I know. My top Falcons moment was discovering the flag in my collection after building 6074 Fortress. I felt like the minifigs were worth 5 versus the other minifigs worth around $4. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just because they're cool. Black Falcons you love Black Falcons. Finding the flag, that's awesome. That's another thing we were talking about. Flags. The Guarded flag, the Crusader flag, and then Falcon's flag. Does the Falcon flag only come on one set?
Yes.
Yeah, so they did one set per flag, and then they're just like, moving on.
I know.
We don't get the flags. These are the factions flags. You should expect they came in like a battle pack or something.
I know, man.
We don't get them.
The dragon flag, the small one, it came in a couple of sets, I think. I could be wrong.
The Falcon one?
No, the dragon one, the 2x2 dragon one.
Yeah, that's on the Sea Serpent. I have several of those.
Yeah, I've got several of the Wolfpack ones too, but only one came on the Renegade and then one came on the Tower.
Yeah, but that's 2 out of the 3. I guess there's only 3, but yeah.
I know.
That's a little more. Yeah, I have a good handful of the Wolfpack flags too, and even having them on just 2 sets as opposed to 1 just opens it up way more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but yeah, that one on the Guarded Inn, I mean, people want your leg for that flag.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't own that flag. I'm gonna have to buy one eventually. Yeah, but I don't have it.
Yeah, and I only have one, and it's from that re-release, the Lego Legends one. Yeah. It's insane. I had no idea. Digging into all of this more, you realize what's super rare, what's not, what crazy stuff was happening. And so that's been a lot of fun. Someone was saying, the Kingdom sets were the future. A kingdom revived after the Dark Ages of the Power Ranger Knights and Bladdock. Yeah, they just left it all behind.
Yeah, they were definitely the Power Ranger Knights for sure.
Built a new kingdom factions. Maybe the Crusaders or the Lion Knights or the Royal Knights. And the no, you said they were the Crusader Knights. So the Crusaders and the Dragon Knights left the kingdom, and it got taken over by all these Jelly Bean boys. And then they came back, stomped them all, and rebuilt the kingdom's line. How about that? We better start writing this all down. I bought a sticker set from Brick Sticker Shop. Yeah, I've seen them for the Guarded Inn. There's something about owning the original print, though. As we sell stickers or are interested in doing our own themes and stickers and stuff like that, and that's one of the best ways to do it. There's something about owning those original printed flags that you can't quite get with that sticker, but it is a great way to add that aesthetic without having to sell your firstborn child.
Yeah, I agree.
So you own the whole Falcons theme. We're gonna run it back here, and then I own like 2 of the sets. The catapult, still one of my favorite catapults they've done, regardless of the hate.
You would like it.
Yeah, I know. It just goes in with everything else. I'm all about those UFOs too, which a lot of people think are wild, but I love the UFO line as well.
I love the UFO line too.
They're good. The minifigs, dude, the minifigs are insane on those sets. They're so cool.
I like those old I like those old space sets with the neon lenses and satellite pieces and dishes and antennas and all that, because, you know, back when those were all released, the lava lamps and the black lights were like a thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That
you
would
throw a black light on those things and they glow.
That is awesome.
I don't know if you've ever tried that.
I have not.
Oh my God, dude.
That sounds awesome,
dude,
though.
Back in like 96, probably, I had like a bunch of those big 4-foot black lights.
Yeah.
In my space. And I had the whole UFO theme set up, and I had those black light candles. So like when you would light them and they would melt down onto everything, the whole thing would glow.
Oh, wow.
And so I had those set up, and then I'd flip on those black lights, dude, and like it was like they were flying in space.
That's so
cool. They
had
these melted candles underneath of them. It was, I'm telling you, build some of your UFOs, throw a black light on it, and tell me how much you love it.
I will. That sounds awesome. I would have, and I've got a bunch of UFOs. I think I have the whole line, so that would be fun to do. Absolutely. Now we got people talking about space. Blacktron 1 is better than Blacktron 2. They're both cool in my opinion. I love all classic space. There is so much in the classic space and just the space in general, because a lot of people don't consider, you know, Unitrons and Explorians as classic space. I consider it all just old school space, kind of like the castle stuff. There is so much in that I just like kind of grab when I can, because like I can't even like start to collect like succinct themes so much. It's just there's so much cool stuff in space.
I know. I've actually got this. I was digging through and I found this guy.
Yes.
Without a head.
Is the red one or is it the yellow one, the very first one?
I don't know.
I think it's the yellow one, but they're really close.
I think it was the yellow one.
Yeah.
But this one's old.
Yes.
This one's old, and the helmet is old.
Yeah.
My problem is like I can't find a decent head that will stay on the body, so I've got to find the little jetpack thing that goes on the back, so I can just dot it with a little glue and put one on there to have a mint mini.
Have a permanent mint old school guy.
Yeah, I got a couple of old school dudes right here that I've been pulling out. A classic airport guy.
Dude, yeah, I love that guy. That's cool. I've been finding a couple too.
The pizza guy right here.
The pizza guy, nice. Yeah,
I've got this, you know, the old harbor every guy worker.
Yeah, I have a couple of
This is Johnny Blue Collar in Lego right here.
Totally is. Let me grab one of mine that I found recently. 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm here. I'm still here. Coming back.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm still here. Check it. Dude, this isn't super old, but look at this guy. This is the Infomaniac from Lego Island.
Oh, wow.
I found him for $2 down the street.
Dang.
So, yeah, I was really excited to get him because he only came in like one set. It was a weird set, but I like him. And so, yeah, that's kind of I have a bunch of the old town guys, too. I try to snag them up like you're doing. They're so much fun. You know, like, I love...
Like, see, look what I'm doing right here, Jason. See, this is all minifigs, like random minifig stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just going through like pulling out the ones that I'm like, hey, look at that. That looks brand new. Let me put some new arms on that guy. New pants, new head, new hat.
Definitely. Yeah, clean them up, take them out. That's super great. And yeah, I've been trying to grab more of those too. I've got bags of these that I'm just wanting to go through at some point, but a lot of things happening. Let's see, what do we got? We got just picked up those rare red Tudor wall pieces, from the Guarded Inn in a large lot. No flags, but very happy to have those walls. Those walls are hard to get, and that's an awesome thing to get a hold of.
They are hard to get. I have them both right here. I don't have the set put together, but
yeah, there they are.
The wall, and then the corner one is right there.
Yep. Yeah, I think I have mine as well somewhere. I think you're right there. Yeah. I don't think I got any more extra ones. These little guys right here. And mine are a little bit beat up because they're like used, but those are the Guarded In ones. And those were from the one I kept from the re-release way back. I think those are the only ones I've got of that. Use some sticky tack, a little less permanent than glue, and you'll be able to move his head around. Yeah, I mean, that's a way to do it, unless you're never going to ever take him apart or move his head. He's talking about your little space guy.
Yeah.
A little sticky tack, that could work out. I love pizza.
Yeah, my thing, man, is, I buy a lot of old tubs of Lego, right?
Yeah.
I recently got a tub of about $350 worth of Lego sets for $30.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going through that at the house right now.
Got it.
But you get these kids, man. These kids nowadays, like, they get the minifigs and then they take them completely apart.
Yep.
No arms. They take the legs off the hips. I'm like, what is this mess? It is ridiculous. This is the mess that I am left with.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I put them all together in the same bin, and then you get to like a cool vintage guy, right? And especially those old space helmets. You shove a head in that thing, and that head is ruined to try to get it out, because the only way you can get it out is with like a knife. You got to like literally stick a knife in its face and pull it out through the visor, right?
Yeah, those
Very
would be difficult to get. Yeah, because I mean, you can put it onto the minifig head if you can find another like new one that it sticks to a little bit, and then you can push sideways on the neck and try and slide it out. But even that,
I've got heads stuck in old Star Wars helmets that, like this one's completely, it's been crushed, so it's a little off center.
Yeah, that might not ever come out.
No, but I have no idea what the head looks like in there. I mean, it's not like I have a shortage of heads, right? But I don't want to get rid of them if it's good.
Right. I understand. Yeah. The kid. Yeah, I've gotten some of those lots where you dig through it and it's like, oh, why would you draw on this with permanent marker?
Dude, I want to beat the kids to do this.
Yeah. See, there you go. That's one that's messed up.
Yeah. And the sad thing is this is a light bluish gray. And the piece is in mint condition, except for the Sharpie all over the top of it.
Yeah, you might be able to get some of that off. I mean,
maybe
it's just work,
I didn't throw it away yet.
Yeah, but I was able to touch up some parts like that with some hand sanitizer or alcohol, and you just have to rub the Sharpie off. But it's one of those things you have to see if it'll work or not. It's kind of a hit and miss with that.
Well, I've got rubbing alcohol in here.
Yeah, so that might work. Just watch it on those printed pieces. You don't want to rub the prints off of anything.
Or do I?
Well, I mean, in that case, go for it. Although I think a fingernail polish remover works better if you're trying to wash parts. Yeah. Not that this is a tutorial on how to wash printed minifigs, but now here we go. Well, I have a couple closing thoughts on these Black Falcons, and then I think we'll probably call it. It's been a super fun, and it was nice because I haven't been online as much the last couple of days, and so it's been nice to jump on here with you and talk. There was someone asking about the funky red belts on the remake of the Black Falcons for the blacksmith shop. And people were like, what's going on with this? And I saw someone respond to that, and I don't know if you had any thoughts on that yourself.
Maybe it was a fine dyed leather belt.
Yeah, which is what they kind of said there. Like, it's a twofold thing. And I really kind of appreciated this response because it kind of brought out a couple things. One was, knights of that time, a red belt meant they were higher rank, a fine leather belt. But also, a lot of the old Black Falcons had a red belt piece for their legs to stick to. I don't remember what you would call that piece, but the base of the legs. The hip piece that you join those legs to. Almost all of them, or a ton of them, were red, and so it's like could have been a callback to that. So it's so crazy
too that you say that too, because these hip pieces, they put those hip pieces in different colors. So like if you take the Lego guy and you like watch like Robin Hood Men in Tights, you're like, these guys are walking around with like black tights on and red underwear. Like G-string style.
No, because then you got the yellow ones, and like we're trying to keep this mostly
Well,
not
I
going
mean,
that
look,
direction.
it's just funny, like that you got like those what are the Olympic swimmer?
Yeah. No,
You
I know
know,
what you're saying. Like, I'm trying to
I've
think.
got one right here somewhere. I got right here. See, like now this one has a print on the legs, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
in the older sets, they didn't have that print there. They
Right.
just had the color. Like if you're talking about like the Paradise set,
Yeah. Yeah.
where they
Yeah.
had like the little jet skis and they were like hanging out at the beach.
Yeah. The
They
posh
were
thing.
wearing like bikini style, right? So now
Yeah.
we've got medieval guys wearing black pants with a red bikini or a black bikini.
No, I never really cared to think of it like that. You can if you want, but like, no. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's kind of obnoxious, but I think it worked as adding a little dash of color into the minifig. I don't know. They were trying to differentiate between different like factions and things like that because they have the yellow ones on black pants for the Aqua Shark or the Aqua Zone guys and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not running around with like their stuff showing.
True. I do have one thing before we jump off here.
Yeah.
We are running a 25% off flash sale, 25% off everything in the store, starting tomorrow morning through St. Patty's Day night.
That's awesome.
So it's going to be 2 days, 25% off everything in the store.
Dude,
I will post. I'm going to post up tomorrow morning.
That's what's going to be.
Yeah.
Gotta get some more of those.
I'm gonna post. I'll put a post up in the morning on that. But yeah, that should be cool.
That's awesome. So 25% off your store, and that's Brick Monarch Shop.
Yep.
.com.
Starting tomorrow.
That's really cool. Yeah. And I guess I was thinking about talking about the Creator Castle that's coming out, but we don't really know much about it except for that there are a couple Falcons on it, which will assumably, if that's a word, be the same prints and stuff as the ones that came on the shop.
Well, one could hope.
Yeah, I would assume like that'd be insane if they did something else. But yeah, I would love to see those. I know people a lot of the times they bring up the Creator Castle that's coming out soon. I think it's this summer, possibly.
Supposed to be in June.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll see some more about it real soon. I know there's been some information leaks, and basically it's just, that Black Falcon. It's going to go along with really.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the first original photo release from Lego on that.
Yeah.
The first official,
Can't wait. Apparently the alternative builds are pretty cool too, from what I've heard. I think there's a tower, and then there's like, there's one other one. I can't remember. It might be like a farm type thing or something, but
yeah, we had been talking about that, and with the price tag on it of $100, you might as well buy 3 of them and have all 3 built at the same time and just make this big giant thing.
I'll add more Falcons to your blacksmith Falcons. So
you could kick the Black Falcon out, put the blacksmith shop inside the castle, right?
There you go. Or build it into the side like they did with their old.
Build it into the side, something. I don't know.
Yeah. I like it, man. Well, I think that covers most of what I was hoping to talk about for the Black Falcons. Lots of great questions, and do we want to decide what we're doing next? The new prints are beautiful. Yes, new prints are beautiful on the Black Falcons. Yes.
Robbie, did you get your order finally? By the way.
Keep it up. Good work, boys. See you on Black Knights Live. They already just said Black Knights are next. Well, you know what? I think you decided for us. Thank you. Black Knights.
Hold on 1 second. Do we talk about Black Knights, or do we talk about something completely off the wall?
Oh, mix it up a little bit?
I don't know, man.
Do you have something in mind?
I mean... No. But no, because I don't have everything.
Okay. Well, I might be interested in, cutting into some of these classic Castle Lives with something out of the blue, like a Lord of the Rings one or another vintage theme. or something later down the line that we both are interested in, that could be fun. Yeah, I would, because I'm really looking forward to Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits talks.
Well,
but,
I mean, we could have one of those anytime now.
Yeah, that's true. We could also just like do a special.
Yeah. I mean, if
Now we're
all
just
we do
playing.
if all we do is talk about castle stuff all the time, some people may not like that.
That's fair. Yeah. No. Well, why don't we? Yeah, we'll talk about it more. Potentially Black Knights, but we may mix it up and surprise you guys. So he said he did. Let's see. Did get it. Love the stickers. I'll resend you where I stick them. Nice. So you'll probably.
All right. Thanks, Robbie.
Awesome. Glad to hear you got that. All right, man. It's been a blast as always. I'm gonna post this onto my story. Let people watch it who missed it, because I know we have actually a lot of people who are really excited to watch these after we post them. Let's do a special thanks to anyone who actually stuck around from the beginning to the end. I just thought of that, we really appreciate you. Those are the true fans sticking out till the very end. So thank you again for coming on and being all the way to the end, watching it all the way through. I really appreciate you guys. Got any last salutations, my friend?
No, I mean, I'm working on a lot of projects, trying to keep up with the orders that are coming in on the shop.
Awesome.
And, just one more reminder, 25% off everything in the store for 2 days. We're doing a flash sale starting tomorrow. So
that sounds like a blast to me, man.
Anybody that wanted to get a sign that did not want to drop $50 needs to jump over there tomorrow.
Oh, and
grab one.
And those signs are on point.
Yeah, I love them. I got them everywhere in here.
Yeah, I've got mine. I'll probably have to get more. I need to get a couple more shirts so that I can mix it up a little bit more too. I was just thinking of that today. I was like, dang, I need some more shirts. All right, man. It's been a blast, Andrew. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time on the next live.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. You guys have a good night. See you, Jason.
See you later, man. Have a good one.